Hey y'all, it's me, Kimberly Clark, and if you're watching this in the summer of 2020, then holy shit, are you okay? I'm okay. Healthy, all good, thanks for asking. Also, wear a mask. Not halfway, not on your chin, all the way. Nose and mouth. Get it together, people. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Thank you. If you're watching this somewhere in the distant future, congratulations for surviving this shitty dick weasel of a year. Everybody has been sharing such incredible resources and organizations to support, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna share one with you. The Equal Justice Initiative is a really incredible organization founded by Brian Stevenson, and it seeks to ensure justice for people that have been wrongfully imprisoned and to combat the racist, corrupt system that is the prison industrial complex. EJI also built the Peace and Justice Memorial in Montgomery, Alabama, and the museum that accompanies it. When we're allowed to go back out and visit things, I highly suggest that you visit this memorial and museum. Not only does the museum do an incredible job of connecting the dots from slavery through the Jim Crow era to what our prison system is today, but the memorial is this incredible architectural feat that does an incredibly succinct and concise job of expressing the scale and atrocity of what lynchings were. I've become a sustaining monthly donor to EJI. I got to meet Brian Stevenson when I was on the road with David Byrne, and it was just incredible to talk to him and to really meet the man behind this incredible project. If you become a sustaining monthly donor to any organization, it's super helpful because it allows them to think about their budget in a long-term way and be able to plan and compensate people properly in a sustained way. And the reality is that this movement and this fight is going to take a while. So if you can become a sustaining monthly donor, please consider doing it. I'm going to also link some other organizations that are really important to support. Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter. Give some money to these incredible organizations, and if you can, become a monthly sustaining donor. All the info you need is down below. So if you don't know, a Black-owned makeup brand challenge video is a video in which somebody does all their makeup on their face using only products from Black-owned makeup brands. The first video of this that I saw was Jackie Aina's back in 2016. That look is still beautiful. I just watched it the other day. Gorgeous. I love that silver. Actually, it's very similar to this. Interesting. It's been a trending video topic for years now, which is amazing. I'm so glad that people are focusing on supporting Black-owned businesses and have been for a while. And I remember even back then in 2016 when I was specifically buying Black-owned beauty products to incorporate into my videos and just my regular use. I remember dealing with a lot of backlash of people in comments and stuff being well, why isn't it racist to buy black, or isn't it buying a makeup product just because of the color of the skin of the person that owns the company that made it? That doesn't make any sense. If we really want equality in a level playing field, shouldn't we just evaluate everything the same and not see color? And the immediate and most important and practical goal of buying black or supporting Black-owned businesses is wealth redistribution. Black entrepreneurs in this country have been historically and systemically disenfranchised. Bombs have been dropped on them. Red tape has been thrown at them. All kind of capitalist systems have kind of galvanized to keep Black business owners down and to allow for white supremacy to persist. Buying black is just a very easy way to start to redistribute some of that wealth that was not fairly distributed from the start. If you want more kind of info about the history of racism in this country and what white privilege is, I have a whole video about that I made 3 years ago. But if you're watching this, you probably understand that why, redistributing wealth is a good idea, right? White supremacy is something that I think a lot of us are learning about in a new way now. And one of the things that we're learning is how pervasive it is, how it exists everywhere. And that includes within us too. Our entire systems of aesthetics, what we consider beautiful, what we're interested in, what our tastes are, those are not free from the bias of white supremacy. Oh, Nazis are bad. Oh, Trump said some fucked up shit. That's white supremacy, right? But I don't think we think of it as like, oh yeah, why I picked this eyeshadow color over this eyeshadow color. Like, it's crazy, but like white supremacy affects that too. See, if you're a white person and you try to combat white supremacy or the ways that it manifests within you, you might feel like you are losing your identity a little bit. It's kind of like that lyric in Hedwig and the Angry Inch where they talk about the Berlin Wall coming down and how when the wall came down, we don't know who we are anymore. The fall of white supremacy is gonna be like that for a lot of white people. Fair warning. Whiteness itself was created in order to oppress other people, to put other people down in order to lift white people up. White isn't a real thing. If our identity really has always only existed to put other people down, when we take that away and we're like, we're not gonna do that anymore, I'm just not gonna do that, then what are we? What is our identity? And I think these moments of like emptiness and like feeling like I don't know what I am, I don't know what to like or what to think anymore, these are the perfect times for you to learn about new ways forward. And it is with that confusion and from that truly not knowing exactly what to do that I have come to you with this incredible look. I mean, it's gonna be a kind of quick tutorial. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the brands in this video, but I feel like there's a lot more work to be done here, not just like posting one black-owned makeup brand video and calling it a day and saying, yay, I solved racism, or I did my part. Like, no. There's more stuff to unpack, I think, in like a deeper psychological way with this movement and this, you know, what's happening in our world today. Furthermore, I have a lot of makeup now. I purchased all of this makeup with my own money, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to continue to use it and continue to support these black-owned makeup brands, and I will continue to share my use of them with you. So if there's more videos, more looks, more things to think about, I'd be happy to film more for you and to talk about and unpack these issues. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut up. Let us jump into this look. Woo! All right, it is a hot day in Louisiana. First, I'm going to prime my face with this, the black Opal Invisible Oil Blocking Gel Primer. I've heard a ton about how this is an incredible mattifying silicone-based primer, which is my preference of primer. And like all primers, I'm going to let that sink in and set for about 10 minutes. While I go dampen my beauty sponges. Now I've got two actually I'm gonna try today. One is this kind of duo textured sponge from Uoma Beauty. It's got like two different densities of foam, a kind of thicker, stiffer one and a softer one. The founder of Uoma Beauty actually created the Pull Up or Shut Up campaign to kind of hold more brands accountable for the lack of racial diversity within their companies. And I've heard some really great things about this brand, so I'm excited to try this product. The other sponge that I'm going to be using today is this. It's the Blending Eggs from Beaute Bakerie. Now, Beaute Bakerie is also an incredible brand, which I'm sure you know all about, but this is just the cutest. They're beauty blenders, basically, in an egg carton. And this, I think, is, this whole pack for 6 of these is about the price of one beauty blender. I'm gonna use one of these Beaute Bakerie blending eggs, as well as this Uoma Beauty sponge, and we'll see how we do. Okay, so here are the two sponges that I wet. This is the Beaute Bakerie one, and this is the Uoma Beauty one. Here is a dry Beaute Bakerie blending egg, and here is a damp one. For foundation, I'm going to play with 2 different shades from AJ Crimson. I've got his cream foundations here in the shades 1 and the shade 1.5. So I'm just going to take this Juvia's Place foundation brush. I'm gonna play with these 2 colors and see if I can get kind of good looking skin tone for my face. And I'm kind of just using this foundation brush to pack on this product, and then I'm going to use the sponges to blend it out. I think I'm gonna use my Beaute Bakerie sponge for foundation. Wow, I'd say that's pretty incredible coverage and a pretty good shade match. Now, that was shade 1.5. exclusively. I was worried it would be a little bit too warm for my skin tone, but it's actually perfect. Now, if I were doing kind of more subtle, full coverage look, maybe not necessarily drag, I would maybe go in with that lighter foundation shade 1 to do my highlight, but because I'm doing full-on drag, I'm gonna go in with a bit more of an intense product for my highlight. This is the Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover. It's her liquid foundation in the shade TW. This is basically just like a white, and then I'm gonna use my finger, I think, to just plop it onto the high points of my face where I usually apply my highlight. Okay, I didn't need that much product. And I'm going to take the Uoma Beauty Sponge. I'm gonna use that really soft side and just blend this out very gently and see if I can get a nice smooth blend. Ooh, very bright. Wow, I really love the finish of this. It's very smooth, very easy to blend out. I usually don't use liquid foundation products, but this is pretty easy. I also love Danessa Myricks Beauty. I'm very new to this brand. I actually just purchased some of her products for the first time in order to do these videos, but she creates products that are super versatile so they can be used for lots of different uses. I'm gonna be using some more of her products today also. And another thing that I love about her, as someone that is a graphic designer myself, she is responsible for all the photos, all the product shots for her brand. So I love that. Now, I rarely do cream contour, but I'm excited to try this product. This is the Uoma Beauty Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick. This is in their lightest shade. It's just basically a contour highlight stick. The highlight shade is too deep for me. It's a little golden, but the contour shade I think is actually gonna be kind of perfect to just put on very sparingly and then blend out. And just to try it, I'm gonna try the stiffer end of that Uoma Beauty sponge. And then I'm gonna go back to the soft end, which already has a little bit of that white on it from blending it out, and I'm just gonna kind of blend those together just a little bit. Wow, I was a little nervous about that, but now that that is blended out, I think I'm going to just use this contour stick and kind of contour the places where I usually contour my face. So a little bit on the jaw, and then I'm just gonna put 2 little dots up here to blend out. I'm not gonna do my nose with this. I think I'm gonna do that with all powder. The denser end of this sponge definitely blends out product quicker, but I do love this softer end to diffuse it a little bit more. The time has come to set my highlight. I'm going to be setting my highlight with this powder from Bakerie. It is their flower setting powder. This is in the shade Rice. This is one of Bakerie's signature products, and I understand why. It's incredible. It's got this great top that you can turn to kind of open, like in different degrees. Just gonna turn it all the way and tap some out into the lid. I'm going to be taking this Color du Jour 124 brush. This is a Black-owned makeup brand from Houston, so kind of close to me here in New Orleans. Happy to support. Beautiful synthetic brushes. Before I set that under eye, I'm just going to go back in with the cleanest part of my soft Uoma Beauty sponge, taking some of that powder, and I'm just going to shove it right in there. I'll take a little bit more, plop it on all of the highlight. And then to set my entire face, I'm going to use this AJ Crimson loose powder in the shade Neutral Matte. And to do it, I'm gonna use this little black Opal kabuki brush. Here we go, I'm ready to get messy. Really just packing it on. Do you like my vintage Sasha velour shirt? I'm gonna let that powder bake into my face, and I will be right back. All right, now that that has set a little bit, I'm going to take that same black Opal brush and do a little dust off from the top down. It is so hot and humid in New Orleans today, and there's also a Saharan dust cloud that has arrived, so sinuses and pollen and dust, and it's a party. All right, so now I'm going to do some matte highlight and contour. I'm going to just take that same Bakerie flower powder with that same Color du Jour 124 brush, and instead of like caking it on this time, I'm just gonna take a little bit of it, tap it off, and I'm just gonna pack it on just to bump up the cheek highlight a little bit. For matte powder contour, I'm going to take some Juvia's Place eyeshadows, and I'm going to use this Juvia's Place brush. This is the fan brush, and I'm going to take the Warrior 2 eyeshadow palette by Juvia's Place. This is a beautiful matte neutral eyeshadow palette, and I've had good luck using the shade Kufuru, which is right here, as a contour shade. So I'm going to very carefully take this fan brush and get some of that product, and I'm going to apply this right where I put that Uoma cream contour, just to amp it up, and then also down onto the jaw. I don't know if you've noticed, but my contour for Kimberly is like on where my actual physical cheekbone is. Lifting it up, up. A touch on the forehead. And I'm gonna go back in with the black Opal Kabuki brush and just give it a little bit of a buff. Okay, let's move on to eyes. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using primarily today is the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. So to start, I'm going to be using 2 little eye blending brushes from a Juvia's Place 9-piece turquoise brush set. I'm going to take the larger of those fluffy blending brushes, and I'm going to take the shade Duchess, which is this kind of matte mauve shade, and I'm going to start to build out the crease of my eye. Because there's nothing deeper in this palette, I'm actually going to go back to the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place, the palette that I used to contour with. I'm going to keep the smaller blending brush for deeper shades in black and the larger blending brush for this transition shade and to be able to blend out. And I'm going to go back into that shade Kufuru, and I'm going to use the smaller brush, and I'm going to deepen up very outer corner of my new crease, really placing and packing. And then with the other brush, going back in and blending it out. Then going back in with the smaller brush and really deepening up the bottom of that crease with the matte black in this palette, Shawata. And onto the lid. This is going to connect with my liner eventually. Back with that other brush to blend out the top of that. Ooh. Right, it's time. I'm putting paper towels up my nose. The dust cloud is too much! Drag queen tip, if your nose is running when you're doing makeup, shove some paper towels or tissues up your nose, but remember to take them out before you do the selfies. Oops. Going to take another product by Danessa Myricks called Colorfix. This is just a kind of cream universal color. It can be used for lips, face, or eyes. This is in the shade Lift. It's a matte white shade. I'm going to use this Juvia's Place kind of tapered, flat shader brush. I'm just going to cut out my lid from that crease. That's kind of like a perfect eyeshadow base. This is definitely a different product than the white liquid foundation that I used. It's thicker, it doesn't spread out as much. It's definitely not a foundation. So to top this off, I'm going to first take this shimmery white shade from the Queen of Hearts palette. I'm going to pack it on with this. It's like another even smaller blending brush from Juvia's Place. But it's a little denser, so I think this will be good. Really just smooths everything together, adds a little bit of that shimmer. I'm going to take that larger fluffy blending brush from Juvia's Place and go back in with that original transition shade that I've been using, Duchess, and get this edge. And then I'm going to go back in with the smaller blending brush from Juvia's Place, like I said that I was going to use for the black, back into the matte black from the Warrior 2. Okay, for inner corner, I'm going to take another one of those Colorfix products from Danessa Myricks. This is in the shade Milky Way, and it is a foil. It's like a beautiful kind of champagne sparkle bomb. I kind of wiped off that paddle shader brush a little bit, and I'm gonna try to just use that. Stunning. Should I take this more onto the lid? I might take a little bit more of it onto the lid. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Should we start to think about brows? I think we have to, actually. For brows, I'm just going to trace in my brow shape. I'm going to use this Juvia's Place. It's like a big angled liner brush. And again, from the Warrior 2 to this shade Jamata, which is a beautiful kind of burgundy shade. I'm wearing a red wig today, like a burgundy wig, so hopefully this will match. Yeah, it looks about right. My Paulina brow fantasy. See, fire, fire, wicked, wicked beauty, wicked beauty. To give that just a little bit of dimension, I'm just going to dip into Kufuru, which is that shade that I used for the crease and for my contour. And I'm just gonna add like some variation in the color. Just like little stamps. Beautiful. Okay, liner. Okay, let me curl my lashes. I think I'm actually just gonna do this off camera. For my liquid eyeliner, my kohl pencil eyeliner, and my mascara, I'm using products all from Pat McGrath Labs. I'm using the PermaGel Ultra Glide Eye Pencil in XTreme Black for my tight line and my waterline and the lash line to kind of fill in the lash line. Then I'm going to use my Pat McGrath's liquid black eyeliner with a brush tip for my wing. And then for mascara, I'm going to use this Pat McGrath Labs FetishEYES Mascara. All right, I'm gonna put on liner and mascara and I'll come back for lashes. All right, so I've got, wow, my liner and mascara on from Pat McGrath. I love this liquid liner. It is so like, I don't know if it's fully matte. I think I might have a tiny bit of shine, but that is black. I'm going to take that matte black from the Warrior 2 palette and just see where my wing is like crazy because of my hooded eye. Just gonna connect that. All right, for lashes, I have so many options. Let's see what to do. Okay, I'm gonna put on 2 sets of lashes, and I think I'm gonna do them off camera, but I'm gonna show you what they are before I put them on. First, I'm gonna put on these Ace Beaute lashes. This is in the style Charis. I really love the kind of like angle of these. They kind of move towards the outer edge of the eye and they get longer as they do. So that I think is gonna be a good like base lash. And then I'm going to take these Safari Raine Glamazons from Colored Raine and plop them on top. And I will say I'm also going to be using the b.o.m.b Beauty Lash Adhesive. b.o.m.b's Beauty is, I think it's based in North Carolina. They're like a beauty salon, a full service beauty salon, but they also have an online store where they sell products and they have their own eyelash glue. So, hi. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Ooh. I'm actually super happy with these. They're huge. Now, I got a little bit of mascara on my lower lash line right there, but I think that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna touch it up. And this smudged a little bit over here, but that's quite all right because I'm going to take more of that liquid liner and I'm gonna do my lower lashes. This is what I always do. I draw on my lower lashes in a very kind of like abstract way to balance out the top. Then I'm gonna pop some more of that Danessa Myricks Colorfix in the shade Milky Way back onto my lower inner corner and just take it down onto the lower lash line and try to not get a ton of it in my eyes. Woo! I'm just gonna cover up where I smudged that mascara a little bit. Bye. Kawaii! Should I just dab a touch of that? Why not? Let's see, with whatever's left on the brush, just a little bit, give a little bit of brow highlight with that Colorfix. I'm loving it. Just gonna leave my eyes for a second and let everything kind of set and dry in there. And I'm going to put on some highlight and blush, right? Yeah. For highlight today, I'm going to be taking my Beauty Bakerie Milk and Honey palette. There's something in here for everybody. For me, the only shade that really works as a highlight on my very pale skin is this very light shade Spoiler Alert. It's a kind of golden, creamy champagne highlight. I'll be taking this Juvia's Place highlighter brush and popping that on the tops of my cheeks. And just a tiny little bit of it down the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna squeeze that brush. Ooh, that's really nice. I like that. Okay, for blush, I think I'm going to take 2 shades. First, I'm doing like a little bit of a matte base shade, and then I'm going to top it off with another kind of topper shade to maybe give it a little bit more dimension. I'm going to be taking this Fashion Fair. It's just a matte pink blush in the shade Divine Pink. Fashion Fair is, they're kind of like one of the most old school classic black owned makeup brands. And I think they're currently under like branding, coming up with like a relaunch, but they also own Black Opal Beauties. This is kind of the prestige version of Black Opal, which is like more of a drugstore product. I got this at a department store, Dillard's, down here in New Orleans a couple of years ago. I don't know if you can still find these, but it's such a beautiful matte pink. It's kind of like my go-to cool matte pink. So I'm going to take this with a ginormous Color du Jour 125 powder brush. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Pop this on the backs and tops of my cheeks, kind of really taking this up high. This is a really pigmented blush, but it's also really easy to work with. A nice soft pink. To amp that up a little bit, I'm going to take the shade Pink Truffle. This is from the Beauty Bakerie Scoops Elysee blush palette. I'm just use the same brush, really tap this off. This is a bit more pigmented, I would say. And I'm just going to dap this on. Oh, look at that. That's really nice. Just kind of on top of that, it's like a blush topper. And now I'm gonna buff it a little bit and take it up. I almost forgot, I have to touch up my mustache. This is something that I feel like I need to do more when I'm just doing crisp boy looks, but I definitely do it when I wear a wig. So I'm going to take that angled brush and the shade Jamata from the Warrior 2 palette by Juvia's Place and just kind of like add in some of these more maroon ruddy colors into my mustache. Okay, I think it is time for lips. Oh no, what do I do? Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do this. So I'm going to line my lips with this Pat McGrath Labs PermaGel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Buff, just to kind of shape it. This is like a nudie peach color, but then I'm gonna top it off actually with a kind of crazy hot pink. This is from Uoma Beauty, and this is in the shade Whitney. I really love Whitney Houston, and I bought this because I love her. And I love a hot pink, and this whole look is kind of about hot pink, so I think this is the one we're gonna do. But let's first line the lips and see how this looks. Just gonna fill in the whole lip. It's just like a beautiful kind of peachy nude. And then I'm gonna take that Uoma Beauty shade and top it off. That's actually so beautiful. I also got a black Opal lip brush, which I think I'm going to use to touch up the edges. Okay, so I thought about maybe topping this with a gloss, but you know what? I think I'm actually gonna go back in with a teeny little bit of that Danessa Myricks Colorfix in the shade Lift, just a matte white. Tiny, tiny little bit. And with my finger, I'm just going to dab it along the bottom, right up here. Instant dimension. Wow, I think that's it. Oh no, my nose! Forgot my nose! Oh my god, I forgot my nose contour. Let me take one of these Color du Jour 123 blending brushes, just a kind of, it's the biggest fluffy blending brush of the ones that I have. And I'm just going to take that shade Kufuru, again, from the Warrior 2, just a little bit, and just, starting at the bottom, come on up. And blending, connecting that right there. That connection of the eyebrow to the crease. The nose bridge. Okay, that is the finished look. I'm going to set my face with this Plain Jane Beauty Coconut Setting Mist. And I think that's it. Okay, that's the finished look. Let me go put on my outfit and my hair, and I'll be right back. So this is the finished look. It's been about like an hour since I finished this mug, and she's still looking pretty great. All of these products I will definitely use again and continue to use, but the couple products that truly like stood out as like, oh my god, game changer are definitely this Beauty Bakerie Flower Powder in the shade Rice. I think the way it set the under eye was just so smooth. I would say the Danessa Myricks Colorfix, this is the matte white one in the shade Lift that I used for my eyeshadow base. This was actually just such a lovely product to work with. I think this is my new eyeshadow base, basically, for any look. You know, I put it on my lips too here. I actually should top it up. It's been a little bit since I did it. Beautiful. This, the Pat McGrath Liquid Eyeliner. I love this. This is like my new favorite black liquid eyeliner. It's so black. I've been chatting and moving my face for like an hour, and usually like even parts of that wing will move or chunk off or something, but this is just so smooth, so rich and deep and black. I love this product. Please, if you want to try any of these products, go for it. If you can swap out any of these products for the products that you use consistently and repurchase, then that'll do all the more good in this fight to redistribute wealth. Please go out there, buy black, support these incredible businesses. I really haven't known what to say or how to say it. And I feel like a lot of people are feeling that way. So I made these 3 videos. This, my boy look, my American Utopia look, which is way more chit-chatty if you want to see that. And I also did a nail tutorial, not for this exact nail look. I actually had redone these nails since then, but oh, they match my dress. A nail look that is using all nail polishes from Black-owned nail polish brands. But I'm also posting another video that I made back in May, actually. It's a music video kind of homage or cover of George Michael's song Freedom 90. I aired it at Cyber Distancing, which was an online drag festival at the end of May. But I didn't post it to my YouTube channel yet because I really wasn't feeling like it was the thing to be put into the world at that moment. I also did not want to take up space from these other really important conversations and ideas. And so I'm releasing it now at the end of Pride Month because that song is something that I've used my entire life to uplift me and to close down parties that I've DJ'd and to just make me feel like I'm valid. And I hope that it can do that for you, so that's why I'm releasing it today. I look forward to making more videos like this. More conversations, more experiments, more me figuring it out with you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can become a patron of mine on Patreon. The only reason these videos happen is because of you out there that are my patrons, so thank you so much. Please check out all the organizations that are really important to support that I've listed down in the description box below. Please check out all of these wonderful Black-owned makeup brands whose products I use today. I'm Kimberly Clark. Black Lives Matter. Defund the police. And wear a goddamn mask. Bye!